as somebody, I don't root against Destiny. I like Bungie, at least old school Bungie, from the OG Marathon and like OG Halo days. But I think what they are now is wildly different, and I just don't know what they could do to Destiny 3 to bring me back, because Destiny 1 launched in such a weird way with the Sony like exclusivity stuff.
Mhm.
And then I was purely Xbox back then, and had no plans on playing Destiny when it was like, all right, the content's coming to Xbox later, and then finally they're like, oh yeah, we're just not going to do that content on Xbox at all. Just play Destiny 2. Here's the new shiny, you know. Forget about what we said. And then with Destiny 2, they sunset so much old stuff. And I guess they have to at a certain point, but other live service games don't seem to do the same thing. So there's paid DLC that you just can't access anymore, and I find that weird. And so what does Destiny 3 do that's the draw for somebody like me who's seen those kinds of practices as kind of anti-player friendly?
Hmm. I talked about it on my show, and I covered the game exclusively for 5 years, and I haven't touched it in 5 years. So I've got a very unique perspective on that. Like, either people are like Chrono and they're like, yeah, I kind of bounce off quick, or some people just recently were like, yeah, I'm done. I think they would need to, number one, they have to stop working on Destiny 2. So we would need a solid 4-year dev cycle or more, 4 to 5 years of just Destiny 3. The main reason Destiny 2 faltered and the reason they couldn't do a Destiny 3 is you can't serve two masters, right? Like, not trying to rip that out of context, but like, it just doesn't work. Like, you can't be making sure Destiny 2 is going and then also building Destiny 3. So number one, from a design philosophy, you gotta just be doing that. I also think they need to consider a new engine. I think within the live service space, Tiger's not agile enough. It takes too long for them to do anything. So if they could do a new engine and capture the gun feel, that's the big thing that Tiger feels so good with. Those guns feel fabulous. Even the movement feels fabulous. They got to be able to do that. I also think we need to die. You got to skip 300 years or so into the future. That way people can still have their Guardian. You can nostalgically wake us back up. You've been dead for a long time. Aha, D1 callback. But then we're in a whole new era of time, universe, power. I even said something else should wake us up. So it's sort of like, oh, this is so nostalgic. Wait a minute. Like, maybe something that we don't want to be woken up by, and we're not thrilled with the power that we're having to wield. And yet you create a conflict right away, right? All good stories have tension, conflict resolution, right? Like, that immediate tension is the immediate crisis is whatever woke us up. I'm not too thrilled that this is what's giving me my powers now. And yet I kind of need this to go fight whatever the big bad is now. And they have to harness what I think they always did so excellently, which is a spectrum of engagement where a casual player can live in the public space in the Strike playlist, and a hardcore player can run dungeons, raids, and nightfalls, and everybody feels really like their time's being respected. As we've said, I think lots of people in our age bracket have kind of moved on from the part-time job game. And I think Destiny 3 could really, really fill that vacuum of, hey, you can play this casually and have a great time, especially when the gunplay feels so good. Because then you're just going to come home and kick back and just, let
that would bring me back.
Yeah. The dopamine wash over you, just so satisfying gunplay and just that satisfying loop. And then the super hardcore guys can still be hardcore. Like, that's something I think that's why Destiny went the distance. I think so many people are missing the forest for the trees when they try to design live service. Like, I think Marathon's going to be super hardcore. This is why I think Arc Raiders has been so successful. It's super under the radar. Nobody really talks about this. Their aggression-based matchmaking is why so many people are playing, because the hardcores can hardcore, the casuals can casual. Like, you're just giving that spectrum of entrance. If they can nail that, I think Destiny 3 could be absolutely huge and successful and generate lots of money. If they don't do any of the things I just listed, I think they could run aground. Either the engine wouldn't be agile enough to make updates and new content, or it's too hardcore or too casual, or they try to do both. Like, you've got to stop with the Destiny 2 and put everybody you can on Destiny 3, which the question of like how much bandwidth is Marathon going to need is in this equation. But you got to stop having people making stuff for D2. It's over. It's just, it shouldn't be. I think internally they can't justify it anymore. They're probably looking at the projections and the trajectory of money, and they're like, can't do it. It's not going to make enough money to justify the bandwidth and the people and the man hours.
Now, Jack in chat brought up an interesting concept. So I'm going to ask these two questions. He talks about maybe the Overwatch 2 effect. Like, do we drop the number 3 completely and just literally have them release a game called Destiny? And I think that could be healthy, personally speaking, because the Overwatch dropping the 2, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go check that game back out again. It had that immediate thought of like, you know what? I'm willing to go actually give it another look, as opposed to like, you need me to do what now?
And then strange how that 2 weighed that game down so much. I don't understand what changes they made behind the scenes, and I think it's a lot of like philosophy over at Blizzard and the Overwatch team.
I think that was more Activision kind of forcing that down their throat personally.
Sure, but like,
and that's kind of the story behind Destiny too. It's like Activision was involved in that. You know, like, hey, you need to put a number, you know, next to it.
I have a question though. I purchased Overwatch multiple times. And then they made it Overwatch 2, which was a free product. But now that it's Overwatch again, and I purchased Overwatch, I should get free loot boxes when I level up again.
They brought loot boxes back.
They did?
Oh, yeah, they did that. But
I can play the game again?
Overwatch 2.
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I don't know, because I never got. I never got
a legal thing there that might be, you know, like I might be owed some money. You know what I mean?
We might all be owed some money. We'll find out here.
I don't know.
This is Overwatch the platform, not Overwatch the game.
Ah, okay. Cool.
I don't know about that.
Second question is that like we brought up Arc Raiders. We brought up how like it's both casual and it can appeal to the hardcore. It has aggressive base matchmaking. Pie in the sky, random theory. Destiny had the shared world concept where it's like, all right, we're going to go down. We're going to put people in a map and you're going to see them when you're running around doing whatever and, you know, etc. What if we end up seeing something where they're like, you know what? People want a PvP and most people don't want a PvP. What if there was aggressive based matchmaking brought into just their general gameplay? Like, I think that would be something really interesting to see if they tried to do that hybrid approach. What do y'all think?
I was gonna let them. I've got something to say on this. If it's Destiny, I got a lot to say.
Yeah.